Okay, so it's your boy Unstoppable. You know, it's about time that I got on the YouTube. But before getting on, I really only wanted to post things that I feel passionate about and stories that are worth telling, And the topic I wanted to bring up today is the reason why I've stopped taking pre-workout, you know. But before I get into context and get into more detail, I really wanted to share with you guys a story, a bit of story time. And yeah, it's just about when I was young, when I first started secondary school, Before I started, they had an initiation, because I went to a sports school, sports secondary school, sports college, they call now. But yeah, before you started, you had to take part in a run, a special run. They called it the mile. I didn't want to say the name of the school, but they called it the mile, basically. If you know, you know. And it was grueling, Many people tried and failed, but anyway. So on the day of the run, get to the start of the line, everyone's lining up, and this is a long distance run, I don't have a background in long distance. I've done a bit of sprinting, but previously I used to be a footballer. Like I used to be a baller. I used to play football, so I didn't have that stamina for long distance running, But I was hella confident. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna breeze everyone out. But that clearly wasn't the case. So anyway, we're all lining up now, and as per, everyone just shoots off, like it's a 60-meter sprint. But I took my time, started jogging. Mind you, I didn't even train for this, I was very confident. I was thinking, yeah, this should be piss easy. But anyway, so 5 minutes in, I'm feeling chilled, Now we get to 15 minutes in, and my heart's beating. Yeah? Legs are feeling a bit tired, It's almost like the first, if you played football back in the day, at any level, it's almost like the first 4 minutes of a game, you feel a bit of butterflies, But I wasn't feeling butterflies this time. I was feeling burnt, 15 minutes non-stop just running. So it doesn't sound like a long time anyway. So I'm running. 15 minutes, I'm tired. 20 minutes, I'm starting to feel my heart beat hard. 25 minutes, I'm feeling tired, And once you get to that point, in your mind, you're like, oh, I'm gonna stop, like this isn't my field, All them doubts and all those things start rushing to your brain, It's only natural, like your brain's telling you, oh, you're not used to this. But, for some strange reason, I don't know, I just kept on going. I kept on pushing. And I wasn't at the front at this point, and I wasn't behind. So I was relatively in the middle, And mind you, there was a good 40 of us, And so I'm running, I'm pacing myself, And I started feeling bad. My legs were hurting. I was gassing, like I couldn't breathe. I'm exaggerating there. I could breathe, but like heavy breaths. And I almost got to the point where I was like, you know what, screw this, I'm stopping, But something clicked, something clicked. And I just kept on persevering and pushing through, And I almost went into a certain place, a zone, It's called the zone. Cliche, but the zone, it's a rarefied atmosphere, And I've been there a few times. But that was probably one of the first times I kind of blanked out and I was just in a different place, It sounds kind of crazy, but you kind of put your body through stress and you get to a point where you don't feel anything, All I could see was the finish line and the few people in front of me just kept on pushing through. And from what I recall, it was a strange feeling, I just knew in the back of my mind I wasn't going to stop. Cliche, unstoppable. But anyway, that's got nothing to do with my name. So that's another story, mind you. So I'm pushing. And yeah, I just felt good. I felt light. I felt like, oh, do you know what? I'm going for it, Nothing, I'm not stopping. I'm going, I'm pushing. And like I said, we call that place the zone, And I've got a little note here. In positive psychology, flow, also known as the zone, is the mental state of operation in which a person performing an activity, whatever activity it may be, is fully immersed in a feeling full of involvement and an energized focus and an enjoyment in the process. Now, I was there, you know, I was enjoying the run, I felt good, and I didn't come first to end the long story. I didn't come first, but I was in a respectable position. But the key thing I picked up from that was I didn't give up, you know, I was pushing through. Jeez, like, I would push through, and at the end of it, I collapsed. Not literally, but I was on the floor panting, but I was happy I finished, you know, and that was the mile. Now, back to the reason why I made this this video, pre-workouts. Now, I feel like pre-workouts gets you to that zone, you know, definitely does, you know. If you've tried, I don't know, am I allowed to say the names? Fuck it. If you've tried, let's say Jack 3D original, not the Jack 3D that's out now. I'm talking about Jack 3D with 3-dimethylamine in it, you know. I tried that, and I had that. I've been training for about 8 to 9 years now, I'd say. I tried that at an early age. I'm talking about 4 years into training, I started taking pre-workout stimulants. For all of you that don't know what pre-workout is, it's a caffeine-based supplement that gives you energy to perform in the gym or whatever you may use it for, you know. But I take pre-workout in the gym. So, yeah. Ooh, getting a bit muddled there. Jack 3D. If you've tried it, you know, leave me a comment. The original Jack 3D with dimethylamine in it. And when you take that stuff, man, it blows your head off, you know. And you can almost go into a zone in itself, you know. Like, I remember taking other pre-workouts, C4. Most recent one, I can't say, it's a bit controversial. But I might make a review of that down the line. You know, that's another video to look out for. But yeah, man, when you take pre-workout, it really, really kicks you. And I'm not talking about this sort of pre-workout, C4. I mean, I started off with C4. Put it this way, the dose of C4 and the ingredients has been watered down over the years, you know. It feels like all the original stuff had a bit of kick to it. This is okay, you know, but I feel like when I get into that zone of pre-workout, it's great. You're killing your workout, like you're pushing through, tearing muscle, and you feel good, but at the same time, there's a consequence, you know, the crash. And believe you me, man, the crash is crazy, because it's true what they say, whatever goes up must come down. And I feel like the come down of pre-workout, I felt like when I first started and experiencing it, it was worth it, you know, because you get a killer workout. You crash in the evening so you can just go to bed, just drink a bit of chamomile tea. But what I wanted to touch on is, I've been in that zone before, you know, I've been in that rarefied atmosphere, flow, you know, I've been in flow, and I can put a link in the description of what flow is, you know, if you're curious. I've been in flow, and it's a lovely place, and I've been in natural induced flow. And I've also been in chemical induced flow of stuff like this. Where's the other one? I should have more props. Anyway, I haven't got it. It might be in my gym bag, but yeah, I mean, chemical induced flow is temporary, you know, and it's artificial, you know. It's almost man-made, you know. You've put yourself there, you know, whereas when you really dig in at a time where you need to really dig in, your body almost takes you there naturally. It's almost like a primal instinct, you know, fight or flight, you know. And I feel like getting to the age, and the more you grow, the more you learn. I feel like I'd like to replicate flow once again, but naturally, you know. And plus, I'm not good with these pre-workout come downs. They hurt, they're a bitch. So I think, I don't know, I'm not locking anyone that takes pre-workout, you know. I hold my hands in the air. I'm saying I'm stopping, but who knows down the line. You know, this isn't a video to criticize people that take pre-workout. The majority of my sessions over the years have been on pre-workout, and I've hit some serious crazy PBs, and I've been in flow. but like I said, it's an artificial flow. So I really want to stop wean myself off and see how good my sessions will be, and you know, I'll keep you guys updated. So that's my first YouTube video. They say you need to do a call to action, link and subscribe. It's up to you. If you like the content, link and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram, Unstoppable RO, Facebook, Unstoppable RO, and yeah, peace. Throwing up gun size, what am I doing?